Hey, we are live. Listen, it's preseason for everybody. We're trying to figure this thing out. All right, so I had the box score up. I don't know what happened. So the Heat win tonight. As we all know, it's preseason. The idea of winning is not exactly what's important. It's about the performances and how the team looked, and the key guys that we're looking at. And what do they do against, real NBA competition? And I think there's a lot that we saw tonight that we can take things from, and we can be excited about. I really do believe that. And I'm going to start this off by by making this an apology to Max Strus. First of all, first thing I'm going to do is say his name right. So Max Strus, I am sorry for everything I said about you. You're clearly the best player on the Miami Heat.
Alpha.
Alpha dog. Like you have Dame Lillard 3-point range. First of all, I'm gonna do is say his name right. Who has me playing in the background?
Oh, that was my bad.
Off to a great start here on Hangover Time.
I'm like, why am I hearing myself again?
On the wrong tab. That's my fault.
So Max Strus, I'm sorry. You dunk like Derrick Jones Jr. You shoot like Klay Thompson. You defend like Pat Beverly. You are the best player in Miami Heat history. Because I have to go so far the other way because how bad I dogged that dude out the other night. Like, I dogged the shit out of that man. And listen, Nekias Duncan said he's the worst basketball player he's ever seen.
I mean, you got to admit, Alf, that first impression was pretty awful. It was 10 minutes that we saw of him was the most toxic basketball player I've ever seen.
Yeah, honestly.
We got to this point, somehow, and it was because of how bad he looked in the beginning. But goddamn, I mean, Leif was the one who was telling us all, like, this guy's the real deal, and like they really believe in him. And I think we saw why tonight.
Brady Hawk actually tweeted me back from my old 5 Reasons days. Long time ago when I used to be with 5 Reasons. Brady Hawk was like, you should have read my article. I was like, Brady, I don't read anything. I mean, I had no idea who Max Strus was. So listen, the dude looks like he can play. So I'm going to apologize to him off get. Like, that is my first thing. I am sorry to you, Max Strus. Alfonso Hoop says, apologize to me specifically. None of us thought Max Strus would. I will only apologize to Leif and Brady Hawk because those are the only people that said Max Strus was anything. So listen, I want to. This is the first time I've done a stream with Alex down in the corner, calling himself Moose. Alex, introduce yourself to the Miami Heat beat audience knows who you are. Introduce yourself to the people who like to watch Drunk Alf after games.
The Alf audience.
Is out, Alex? You're gonna.
Are you here, Alex? Musibay.
Alex has a great smile, which is awesome.
Okay, we lost Alex.
And then so that was Alex. So round of applause for Alex.
You scared him.
This is going absolutely perfectly.
It's going the way it's supposed to go. Moose, Strus, it all rhymes. He served his purpose. The next one to my bottom right, I'm not sure how people see this, what perspective, is Shavon at Great Gray Matter on Twitter. Shavon and I have interacted on Twitter for years. It's almost like how me and Tiffany interacted on Twitter for so long. I respect the basketball opinion. We started talking about her coming on the show. We said, hey, let's try his preseason game. So, Shavon, introduce yourself a little bit to the audience.
What's up? Shavon, Great Matter, as you said. Fairly new to this, very, very new to this, first time. So, be easy, but excited. That's pretty much all I got right now.
Our audience is usually pretty nice.
Okay.
except to everybody except for Gianni.
Yeah, they hate me. They're out on me. They're out on me. Just like
They're already mad that he's still in his box is still up. Like
I thought we were banishing.
Should I
him
leave
this
it? I don't know.
episode.
I figured that we get a nice even 6.
There was supposed to be a 6th person. Parrish Thompson, the dark skinned producer from LSO, is not here yet.
The dark skin producer.
He said that this link doesn't take me anywhere. All right, I can't deal with Parrish right now. All right, so
I'll deal with Parrish. I will DM Parrish.
Yeah, you help me out with Parrish. All right,
I got you.
This is what a producer does. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm here.
God, if you were only Manny Chang, my God.
We were.
He's gonna kill me.
I can't believe you're
I'm not gonna say anything.
I cannot believe you're gonna do this.
You know, Christian, you think I wasn't gonna do
my
this?
Raptors lost, and you're gonna do this to me?
They lost by 12, Gianni. By double digits, man.
They did.
That was a tough one to watch, huh?
Flynn, though.
Rough game. Oh my God.
Okay, so
Malachi Law.
Why does Pascal want to post up a dude that weighs
get off.
I don't understand.
Get off.
You're producing, not talking.
Hit me up in the DMs. We'll talk about it there.
He was about to do it. He was
Malachi Flynn.
Get out here.
Go, Gianni, out.
Text me.
Anyway, okay, so I'm going to start with Moose because you haven't said anything yet.
What's up, man? Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been drinking a little bit and my internet is lagging. But it's hangover time.
Welcome to the show. This is what we do, bro. We drink. Last time I was way too drunk to start the show. This is a lot of vodka in here. Christian, what are you drinking? Everyone had their cup up.
I think I kind of did what you did last time. I've already taken 4 shots of tequila, so I took one right before we started this. So I'm doing good. Don't worry.
I really wanted you to come in with stats and stuff, but I guess.
Oh no! I'm cooking some up as we speak. But get the show going, get the people buttered up.
Tiffany, what are you drinking?
Tito's and lime.
Okay, that's my girl. Shavon, what are you drinking?
Kendall Jackson, white wine.
Oh, look, classy. Look, someone needed to class up the joint. That's what my girl loves Kendall Jackson. So we here. Moose, what you drinking?
I'm drinking Resin IPA. It's a pretty good beer. It'll get you pretty messed up after 1 or 2.
I feel like we've covered the spectrum. I've had a little dark liquor tonight. My girl got me this 12-day of Christmas crown thing where every day you sample a different flavor crown.
Yeah, 12
nice.
crowns.
Love that.
Oh yeah. I remember that picture you sent of all those empty crown bags. It's like it's a token to the amount of work that you've been doing.
But that picture actually put me on a registry for Alcoholics Anonymous. I guess there's some algorithm they have on Twitter, and they just started texting me. But anyway, Moose, I want to get your takeaways from this game because a lot of young guys showed out. So give me your one guy that for you just kind of blew you away.
I mean, look, the obvious answer is Strus, but since we talked about him at the start,
is that the obvious answer?
I mean, come on, man. Look at the way that he played, bro. He looked like he was going to be leading the next Houston Rockets team for leading points this year.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, his efficiency was incredible tonight, but you got to admit KZ looked pretty good too.
Well, that's where I was going. I mean, KZ drove me crazy. He was playing amazing today. I mean, not only did he come out strong out of the gate offensively, but it was great to see him, disrupting the passing lanes and being able to switch off of guys. I mean, where he is today compared to the very little bit that we saw last year, different player, just the confidence level is through the roof. And it was great to see that from him tonight.
All right. So I agree with you. I'm going to give my takes on who impressed me. I want to go next to Shavon. Shavon, your maiden voyage on the post-game show.
What's up?
Out of all the young guys, we've gone through Strus, we've gone through KZ. Next, who impressed you the most?
So after those two, I'll say Precious. His energy, the way that he moves, he was spry. He just has a good twitch about him. He's very very instinctual when he plays, the way that he moves.
Shavon, he's Bam-like.
He is Bam-like. I hope we get 2 Bams. You said we had 2 Bams. Someone said we got 2 Duncans. Let's get to everything.
Let go. Double up. Just double up all the things that worked from
Let's
last
do
year.
it.
Let go.
Let's do
You
it.
know?
I'm with it. Nah, he
Tiffany,
look good.
I thought I just those three guys to me. I even threw out that's the new big three. Harden, who I overreact to everything.
I'm with it.
Let's go. Tiffany, outside of those three guys, who impressed you? Because there are some guys, not just young guys, that were impressive as hell tonight.
Nobody.
Outside of those three?
Preach.
You did what you came to do.
So Bam hitting jumper.
No. Because
it doesn't impress you no more.
No.
That's a good sign, though. I felt good about Dragic. I feel
good about it, but I expect it.
Okay, so it's not impressive.
Yeah, no.
Dos Menudo says this show is 100 times better than last show. I cannot figure out why. It might be the
I wonder why, Dos. I wonder why.
Perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Christian, what were your takeaways from the game?
I mean, honestly, I thought the Heat played a great overall game. There were a bunch of guys that played great basketball tonight. Precious, I'm so glad that he was brought up. Oh, Jesus. Damn it, I gotta stop doing that with those cats.
Christian.
God damn, I'm trying to do a lot of things behind the scenes here. God damn, Jelly, I'm sorry, I can't be you. Anyway, Precious, he really was incredible tonight. He's so active. He's all over the place. I mean, I just pulled this up. He had 15 rebounds in 23 minutes. Like there were a lot of guys tonight that had, like, Dragic, 8 assists in 19 minutes. He had 2 really nice steals towards the end of his minutes. Like, he looked really good. He was a plus 18 in 19 minutes tonight. Like, it was all over the place tonight. Even Tyler, he actually had quite a few turnovers tonight, but he was really efficient from the field, and he's looking more comfortable out there. I mean, Duncan didn't do much in the first half, but 2 of 3 behind the arc and 8 points in the third quarter. Like, they just have a lot of guys that can make things happen. So it's like, that's the question now to me is it even worth it making a move like with the team?
Oh, don't start that.
I mean, look,
Welcome to the dark
I put
side.
a poll out there during the game, and I actually want to see like where it's at about like whether the Heat should try to trade for a star, considering they do have so many pieces that they could use. Dude, it was 54% trade for a star, 45% keep the team together on 700 votes. Like, it seems like people are torn about this.
Julius Caesar says no trade. I don't think you take that much from a preseason game. I'm sorry. Like, I'm underreacting.
What does Julius Caesar know about trades? He got killed by his own friend. I mean, are we really gonna
too brute.
I'm pretty sure it was wasn't it like a whole Congress? Anyway.
Well, I actually one of the guys that's discussing the trade is Duncan Robinson. So we have a highlight here. What the cool thing about this highlight, it shows the versatility of Bam and Duncan, and it's kind of a reverse of what we saw last year, where Bam was always opening things up for Duncan. We saw that Duncan, he didn't score a lot tonight, and he didn't take a lot of shots. But what he did do is, this dude, now Gianni's switching up the highlight on me.
They're together.
Okay.
They're together. So the package we're about to show you is one of them is a Precious dunk. It's a pick and roll with Dragic, and the other is what Alpha's saying. Okay.
So we're going to show you a couple things. Precious doing what we've been talking about all night, like how impressive Precious has been, and Dragic looking really good. I think Dragic led the team in plus minus tonight. Christian, you might correct me if I'm wrong. And then we're also going to see Duncan and Bam switching roles, which is kind of cool. So go ahead, Johnny.
Playing with your feet on the perimeter in situations like this, keep your hands in and move your feet.
Powell out and Davis in. Terrence Davis checking in.
3 of 4 from downtown for his 9 points. Bam, nice pass. Okpala from 3. Got another one.
All right, so what we saw there was first of all, Gianni used a TSN broadcast
I used what was available. That's what I got first.
For the
I
first
was
one.
using the
And
home feed broadcast.
Listen,
I'm upset about that. And then he switched over to Eric Reed, so I'm fine. But yeah, we saw Kz Okpala 3. We saw a precious dunk. We saw Goran Dragic looking spry and healthy. We saw a lot of things. We saw Duncan and Bam doing some different things than they did last year. We saw a lot of good things. So let me be the bearer of bad news, as I normally am on these programs. The negatives. First of all, Johnny, get your face out of here.
no, hold on. I wanted to talk about the handoff. That was for me.
I don't want to talk anymore about that.
I had something interesting.
I love it. I love just kicking him off the show. But anyway, I'm gonna go into the negatives, and then what I kind of want to do with this is there's not a lot of analysis to do off a preseason game. There were some fun things to watch, but I really kind of want to get the Gianni's face as a negative. It sure is. What I want to do after the next few minutes is get way more into the comments and be more interactive with the audience. Because you guys kind of drive this show. The chat is actually going crazy right now. Thank you very much. But the negatives, and I think there's one glaring negative, and I think we all saw it. To quote the great Kanye West, how can you be Mo Harkless? That dude looked bad for the second game in a row. They said, 11,030 minutes? Like, that has to be a record, even for preseason.
That is almost impossible.
I'll start with you, Tiff. I'll start with you because you threw your hands up as soon as I said, how can? You knew what was coming. Tiff, Mo Harkless, what did you see? What did you not see? What made you want to tear your eyeballs out?
It's not a fluke. It's 2 games in a row. It's everything. He's getting beat off the dribble.
Yeah.
He's taking bad angles. He's just wildly swiping at everything. He's rushing every shot he gets. He can't create a shot. He can barely get a rebound. And he can't box out.
He got 1 rebound in traffic. That was pretty nice. Like I'm trying to stick up for my man Mo.
The announcers hyped it up.
They did. What a rebound in traffic by Mo. I'm like, that nigga could do something. Goddamn. Like, you've been out here starting, just doing nothing. Just looking sad.
The only thing that was good about his game was his fresh braids. That was it.
Them joints are Iverson fresh.
His headband was real low though.
They
were fresh.
Maybe that's why you couldn't see.
I don't know.
Honestly, when you get braids and you first get them and they pull your shit back, they might be fucking with his eyesight. Because honestly, y'all know what I'm talking about. Exactly. Christian and Alex don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. When you get
I'm sitting
braids,
this one out.
Yeah, no, I'm hanging on to mine. Yeah.
Because honestly, he probably wants to do this the whole fucking game. With braids, he want to do this but he can't, and that's fucking up his defense.
That's what you know what? On everything, on everything. KZ might have just took his spot.
He definitely did.
Shavon, do you think KZ in 2 preseason games has showed enough to take Mo's spot?
I think so, because we've been holding on to KZ for as long as we have now. And so I think we've just been waiting for a glimpse. I think they've seen enough. I agree with everything Tiffany said about Mo. He's getting overpowered. He's getting himself out of position. Every shot he does take is rushed. So I don't know. I think seeing what we saw at KZ today, he looks like, I know he put on some weight. His biceps look like awkwardly bigger now. It's like strange seeing him with weight on. I don't know. I think he took his minutes. And I wanted there to be hope for Mo. I really did. I wanted it to work because he was supposed to be part of the package last year. And so they had like something there, but I don't think it materialized.
Shavon, I want you to know how much Giancarlo Navas lamented the loss of Mo Harkless last year. Look, he put it on the bottom. Mo Harkless was plus.
He would not
tonight.
stop talking about. The
He
fact
would
that
not
they had
stop
to
talking
give up
about Mo
a first-round
Harkless.
pick to like essentially get rid of Mo Harkless. Like
So
it was killing him.
It really was. I didn't even understand it. Like I didn't know there were Mo Harkless stands until Giancarlo Navas came through. Moose.
Representation.
Speaking of Kz Okpala taking his spot, we saw Kz Okpala in the same game guard Fred VanVleet and Aaron Baines. And here's the thing, and it wasn't off of switches. It was designed for him to guard that's one thing that I think that sometimes people don't get, the whole 1 through 5 thing. It's one thing that when you
Gianni,
can guard,
you cannot just destroy the scroll like that. Like Mo Harkless was a +4 tonight. Let him find his game, you haters.
I can't.
Absolutely not, Gianni. I will not let you do this.
G is going to be just completely kicked off the show. For all the fans wondering, there will be no more Giancarlo Navas on the show after tonight. Brass Jazz is taking over production roles, so there will be no more Raptors takes or Mo Harkless stand-em. But Moose, I want to talk about that where, I mean, we're talking about play design where Kz Okpala was trusted in sort of a Derrick Jones Jr. role, but bigger than Derrick Jones Jr. because they would never have put DJJ on Aaron Baines. So what did you see from Kz Okpala defensively tonight that kind of lends to what Tiffany and Shavon were saying, that he's going to take Mo Harkless's role?
You know, I totally agree with what you're saying in terms of, taking that DJJ spot, but really taking it to another level. It's kind of like I said earlier, the way that he was playing those passing lanes, for as much as athleticism and defensive mentality that we saw in DJJ last year, we didn't feel as comfortable with him switching off of all these other players the way that the staff seems to really trust KZ. Now, I would assume that it's, what they're seeing in practice and all that. And tonight he showed what he was able to do. So he's really backing it up. And to kind of touch on Shavon's point, I totally agree that it kind of feels like it may be KZ's job to lose right now. Like I felt like tonight really was like a sink or swim moment for him. Like the staff is like, okay, we're going to give you the start. Let's see what you can do with it. And credit to him. He flew with it. But I also think it has to do with what Mo Harkless is not doing. Like that guy is just a fish out of water on the court. Like he looks like he's in his head and just staying there the entire night.
But the physicality he can't do. That's
right.
It doesn't matter shot for shot, rebound for rebound. The straight physicality, Mo Harkless can't handle.
If he wanted to, he couldn't, because he just doesn't have it. He just doesn't.
Which is
like
wild.
Kz didn't have it until they put on the weight.
That's what I was saying, which is wild because we would have never said that about KZ last year. Right. Now KZ's banging with anybody. It's wild to watch.
Yeah.
So Johnny, what do you want? What do you want to say?
I for one think that because they're gonna switch a lot in the playoffs, the fact that he was out there on a guard and the fact that he and Bam together as a 4-5 tandem or even a 3-5 tandem are going to be able to switch. Now, if you look at like Durant in the East, like you're not going to be scared when Durant and Kyrie run a pick and roll because you could put KZ on Kyrie and then Bam could be on KD late in games. Like you might be comfortable with that and you could switch those actions. So you're going to have a lot of flexibility.
This whole time, I thought before you said KZ, I thought you were talking about Mo Harkless, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
No. I mean, like, did not take him seriously until he said KZ.
At some point in the game, I tweeted, I was like, "How long until we're allowed to be worried about KZ?" Which everyone got mad at me, including George Sedano. He's like, "It's preseason. Shut up. Stick to anime." And I'm concerned. It's concerning. However, I think it'll get better, but it's concerning.
Listen, man, KZ hitting them corner threes. Mo Harkless looks like he hates corner threes. Yeah. So like Marcus looks like
he's a bad shooter. I mean, like you think that Miami has like so many shot doctors, and they made Jay Crowder a good shooter. They made fucking Gerald Green look like an all NBA shooter. Like they've done it a million times. So like maybe
he's searching for ways for Mo Harkless to get better.
Listen, I'm telling you, he'll figure it out.
They got their work cut out. They got their work cut out with Mo Harkless.
To G's point, though, I do think it's a confidence thing at this point. Like he has to know that everyone is watching him and knowing that he is just sucking ass out there. And look, he's a professional player. That's in your head at some point, you know?
Yeah, but that was in his head in Portland.
Yeah.
It's been in his head his whole career.
Yeah.
Well,
Christian, what I'm going to ask you, because before we go, I want to get real interactive with the audience. I'm gonna ask you a question that's gonna upset people. If what you saw from Kz, Strus, Precious, does that make you more or less confident in making a trade for James Harden?
Oh yeah, way more. Way more. Are you kidding me? Like, especially after tonight, because the Raptors are a good team. They're a well-coached team. I'm not going to give them too many praises because I don't want Gianni to pass out behind the lanes. Gianni, go away. Go away. But look, to me, this was a really impressive game. Like, we saw two guys out there tonight. Like, I think there was actually one play where I think it was KZ who did a dribble drive to the rim, and he kicked it out to Precious, who then did a dribble penetration into the paint, and then I think he did like a fadeaway jumper that he made. Like, they're throwing two guys out there now that are huge, athletic, long, like, and they can actually create for themselves offensively. It looks like they're going to add a whole new dimension to this team. Like, it's hard not to be excited, and it's hard not to want to trade for somebody like James Harden if he's a
There was a play, I think KZ drove past the Precious, who drove and then kicked out to Max Strus, and I was like, new big three. We got it.
I mean, there was so much of that, like, and it's crazy too because I'm pretty sure the Raptors were still playing, like, I mean, and their bench guys also, like, they're a deep team. Like, it's not like they're throwing out scrubs when they throw out, you know, Terrence Davis and Malachi Flynn. You know, shout out to Alex.
Only the violent will survive.
Precious was impressive tonight.
He was.
Okay. Unless anybody else has any more hot takes, I want to start going to questions from the chat. All right, G, start putting up some of these questions from the chat. Somebody said, Gabriel Hernandez Grip said, what's your prediction for the starting lineup for game one after 2 preseason games? I'm going to start with you, Tiffany.
Bam, KZ, Duncan, Jimmy, Hero.
I think that's solid. I think that's super solid. My original prediction was Avery Bradley was going to start, but then I watched him last game, and he couldn't guard anybody. Jack Alfonso asked, how are you, Alf? I'm fine, Jack. Thank you for asking. Okay, Gianni, can we get another question, like basketball related? Dos Minutos asked, what is your customer service number?
I'm sorry, Dos. We'll try to do better next time.
I want to cancel my subscription to this show. Gianni promised he wouldn't be here tonight. Okay, so Shavon, I'm going to ask you the next real question. What is Andre Iguodala still doing on this team?
Veteran leadership, presence, mentorship, and I guess some hands when we need them in the playoffs. For real, you need a good locker room presence, and you know, like, we're built on that. We got shit ton of that. UD still in the roster, so you know we value that here. So that's why he's still here. Because I don't know why.
He's an old head.
He's an old head. You need old heads in the locker room.
And he still got in the passing lanes tonight. He's still got in the passing lanes tonight.
He's going to give us some good minutes in the playoffs. I mean, that's just what he does.
Give me 10, 12 minutes of Andre Iguodala. I'm good.
Absolutely. It serves a purpose.
Let's get another question. Can Precious start, Moose?
For Houston, probably, yeah. For Miami, I'm nothing with his talent. I mean, I think the guy's great, and I want to give him as many minutes as possible. I just don't think that he's ready to start right now. So I personally am a fan of having the rookies come off the bench the first couple of games, you know, just to get him acclimated. But I mean, can Precious start? I think he's showing the talent that he's definitely going to be a role player for us this year. No question.
Shavon, you had something on that?
I don't know. I think, well, So yeah, he's a rookie. He still needs a lot of settling in. But if not Precious, then who is the guaranteed 4? I like KZ at the 4. There was a lineup out there at one point. It was Goran, Tyler, Kelly, KZ, and Bam. And it was so fluid. There was so much movement. I'm not saying that Kelly starts, but
yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think Precious can eventually, be our starter. But
Kelly, I've never seen anybody that big who can't rebound.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Gianni.
He does so many other things really well.
I tweeted today that Spo dusted off the Kelly Bam lineups, and he also went Kelly Precious, which makes me think that Spo's ready to go Kelly and another big. I, for one, am a fan of that. It kind of sucked last year. I think they were like minus 0.1. Not kind of sucked, but they were like pretty much they were even when on the floor in terms of net
But
rating.
I felt like it was never used though.
It was
like he
barely
completely went away from
I don't
it.
even think
we didn't
played
see it
200
enough
minutes together. Yeah, I don't
Kelly
even think
was,
they got the 200 minutes.
And I think now you get out of here, Gianni. Go.
Right. He's like Puffy.
All of everybody's videos.
Johnny, go put on a face mask or something. Jesus.
But yeah, Kelly was hurt for a lot of last season, and I think it was a really underreported story. He never talked about it. The Heat never talked about it, but I used to talk about it on my old podcast all the time. Kelly don't look right, and then it came out this summer, not this summer, this offseason, that Kelly just was injured, and so was Myers. So. Myers is another question that we have to probably get into at some point. But Gianni, go ahead. Put up another question. Christian, what is your cat's name?
Nala.
All right. Great question, Gianni. I'm sorry. All right. I'll really ask Christian this one. Are we going to get Strus Duncan rotations often? That's if Strus even makes the 15-man lineup.
I feel like it's one or the other with that one. Like the Heat are not going to put that many minus defenders on the court at the same time. Yeah. Like, they're both clearly elite shooters, and there's obviously a huge value for that. But to a point, especially if you have somebody like Goran out there who's already a high level shooter. Like, there's I wouldn't see a lot of that. Just because the Heat don't like to be weak defensively, as you saw by how much they relied on Jay Crowder and Iguodala last season after they acquired them.
I have a question. Anybody else notice Oladipo looked real good tonight? I didn't. Why
would I be watching the Pacers?
Yeah,
no.
I
didn't see it.
No.
But he looked great in a Heat uniform.
My question is, when did the Heat get so many good white guys? Like, what happened? Like, where did this? Like, I remember it used to be like Mike Miller, and that's it. Like, there used to be like one white guy on the Heat, and like they used to not even really deal in light-skinned dudes for a long time.
You need to put some respect on Wang Zz's name. All right,
I say Michael Doliak is one of the best big men we've ever had.
what a throwback!
Thunder Day,
like
one white guy at a time.
Back in the day, yeah.
One at a time.
For sure.
Yeah, it was one at a time. Now we have like.
Jason Williams. All right, no.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good one.
But here's what I'm saying.
Birdman.
Shavon, what did I just say?
What? One at a time. Yeah, no.
One at a time.
We had like three on the floor at once. It was. Yeah.
We rolled out. I think we rolled out an all white lineup last year.
Capono, Cartman, good one. Julius Caesar.
I think we did Hero, Goran, Kelly,
Justice y los Blancos. Don't you remember?
Duncan. What they called it? The prep school lineup.
Yeah, it was prep school lineup. It was Justice and white dude.
Justice and the white dude.
Justice and the white guy. It was.
Then we have Luke Babbitt at one point. That's about as white as you can get.
Oh, listen, man. I still believe in Luke Babbitt's. Luke Babbitt was before his time. Luke Babbitt was. If they could have got Luke Babbitt open like they get Duncan Robinson, I just think Luke Babbitt was a little bit lazy. Like, I don't think he had the motor.
He wasn't running off screens, man.
He was lead-footed. That was his problem. That dude could not move. Thank God that he was. What was he? He was like 6'9" or something. So like he didn't have to jump. He just did this, and like nobody could really block it.
He didn't want to fuck up his hair. No, that is not the MAGA lineup.
Who said that?
Jesus. all white lineup equals Celtics wet dream. Johnny, give me another question up here.
Yes, thank you. That's all I really wanted. That's all I wanted.
That's producing, Gianni. Thank you. All right. Should Haslem just be an assistant coach so that we can fill us?
Huh? Is that Nekias's burner?
This is from Michael Duhan, and I'm pretty sure this is Nekias Duncan.
100%.
Should Haslem just be an assistant coach so that we could fill a spot? Shavon, what do you think?
I see the value in it. I mean, it's different. I think he said on someone's pod a couple weeks ago that there's a different value in having an opinion come from your coaches and having an opinion coming from someone else that's lining up. Now, I don't know how many sprints Haslem is doing in these here practices, but it holds a different weight having maybe the same message coming from a player than it would coming from a coach. So I don't know. I mean, that is a spot we could be using to be developing, guys in the pipeline a little bit quicker, but I'm not mad at it. I think you mentioned a couple times before too, that if we're relying on guys 15 and 14 to contribute, then we fucked up somewhere. So I think we're okay with him, sitting there at the bench. And there was a time in the bubble. I don't know what happened, but you saw him like digging into guys, like he was in guys' face. And so stuff like that is important. So I'm not mad at it.
Well, the only caveat, and I'll ask Tiffany about this, is that during a COVID season, right? Where let's say there's an outbreak in the Heat locker room and 5 guys got to go quarantine, and you got a 10-man rotation, and you're working on Silva. You know what I mean? It's like
we got minutes tonight.
Yeah, is having a spot taken up by Udonis Haslem, is that a problem in a season where they, I know they have these protocols, but none of these protocols actually care about how a virus works. Like none of that shit matters. So there are going to be guys going down with COVID. Is the Udonis thing a problem?
I think this season it is.
I agree there. Yeah. And I've never been the person who cared about the 15th roster.
Right. And I think this season, if you need all hands on deck,
that's fair.
If you don't plan on playing him, unless Spo's going to suit up and run point.
I think he looks in shape. I think he's got
handle.
He looks like he has a tight handle.
He runs drills with the guys. So now let's talk about the 14th roster spot. And I'm not. First of all, I think all of us want BJ Johnson to get one of the two-way spots.
Who is that?
No, I don't care. He just has a great name.
Just because his name is BJ. Okay, no, I was just making sure.
Oh wait, no. Oh, we actually have a BJ Johnson expert, and I'm not. No, this is not a sexual. There's no sexual innuendo.
Oh, really?
Shavon actually.
Never mind.
Shavon actually went to the same school as BJ Johnson.
Yeah, BJ went to LaSalle. I don't think that we were at LaSalle at the same time.
But
LaSalle? I know of BJ.
Okay, private school over here.
Not a private school.
LaSalle?
Roman Catholic.
Sounds expensive.
Sounds expensive. Scholarship.
But yeah, Shavon, you know who BJ Johnson is.
I didn't watch much of BJ. I just know
okay. I just called you a BJ Johnson expert.
You did.
That was a mistake.
She sat next to him in homeroom, bro. That's all she knows. All right, let it go.
Okay, so let's talk about the 14th roster spot.
Yeah.
Is Silva safe, Moose?
No.
You know what? I don't think he is.
I don't think so.
I don't think he is. And it pains me to say that because I am a Chris Silva fan. I'm a believer.
Oh.
I like the developmental projects.
What are you a fan of?
I like, that he's big and he can get rebounds and boards. Look, the point is he hasn't done anything to hold on. He's absolutely played himself out of that last spot.
Yo, Tiffany or Shavon are coming for your neck, Moose.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, I'm
did like Chris Silva do something personally to you guys?
No.
Like, Jesus, I'm trying to make a living.
I like Chris. I'm just asking.
But it's like when you're that tall.
Yeah.
Look, I'm 5'5".
Oh.
I can sneak in there and get you one.
I have a question for Tiffany. it seems like you would value Russell Westbrook a lot because Russell Westbrook isn't soft. It seems like you don't like soft people. You want people that radiate defiance and anger. You don't want Mo Harkless, who seems like a nice person. You don't want Chris Silva, who loves his mom. You want Russell Westbrook, who will literally wring your neck.
G, you just ran over. She just asked you, do you think that because she's black?
Who?
Tiffany just said, do you think that because she's black?
Well, no, because you're slandering poor Mo Harkless.
Oh my God, he's still making this about Mo Harkless.
I'm asking, what do you want from people?
I want them to play. When I go to work and get a check, they want me to work.
Fair.
You
I love Tiffany.
Get a rebound.
Tiffany says it because I'm black.
It didn't make me feel bad.
No, it felt like
I didn't even hear.
Oh my God, that fucked me up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. All right. I said that I'm not gonna let this show go after 40 minutes because that's when it starts to derail. And
where are we at? Oh shit, 41.
We're at 41. This is when it starts
right on the clock.
This is when I start to get really drunk as they start talking about Trump and all kinds of shit. And it gets bad. But I really do want to talk. So if we don't think Chris Silva makes it, do we think Max Strus deserves a look?
yes.
As that 14th roster spot?
Shavon?
I think it's his spot.
I think it is.
I think that's it.
I agree with Moose. I think it's his.
Because apparently it's not just this game. It's the training camp.
It's not.
It's practices.
It has to be. It couldn't be the first game. He shot the shit off the side of the backboard. So it has to be.
Let's count for something.
It has to be. They're seeing something else. So, but I think it's his. We got 2 Dunkins, 2 Bams. Give it to him.
I thought he was racist after the first game. Like, there's no way you could play like that and like black people.
Yo, but you know what?
This is why we cut the Christian. This is why we cut the show at 40 minutes because
no, but that's fine. I mean, I didn't really think that just because, like in the last
gonna
game,
get demonetized?
the only guy he really assaulted was Tyler. So
Tyler's black though. One of the funniest things in when and there wasn't a lot of funny things. Yeah, there goes Tyler. One of the funny things about and there's not a lot of funny things about the social justice, racial equality movement in the NBA. But when Bomani Justice said, Bomani Jones said, I have a tick about Justice Winslow.
This is better.
Bomani Justice.
Bomani Justice. But when
if you're
Bomani
doing a
Jones,
pun and say Justice better,
Never mind.
I'll
I'll
allow
make a joke.
it. Like that, I approve of. Let's do that.
but when Bomani Jones was saying that Tyler Hero was like he wanted the respect us shit on the back of his jersey because he doesn't realize he's not white. Like that was prime Tyler Hero shit. I don't think Tyler Hero knows that he's white. And then the fact that he can't swim, like it really endears himself. Tyler Hero
true?
can't swim.
I mean, look, correct me if I'm wrong, but Tyler Hero was the only NBA player to have a rap song named after him this year. Is that correct?
Except for Mo Harkless. Oh, wait, no, that was years ago.
Yo, he know he white. He from Wisconsin.
Right.
But he was the blackest person in Wisconsin, though.
Listen, I've been to Wisconsin. They let him know every day.
All right. Yeah. They said Tyler got hood tendencies.
Wait, is that real, though? Like, who is not Jerry Tipton?
It's real.
No, that was real.
That was real. That was
an article.
All right.
Magazine. Yeah.
Was it SI?
Yeah. All right. No, it was either Slam or SI. What does it say? Slam.
I'm just so scarred from like half the shit that Austin does on the timeline.
Yeah, we got to be very careful.
You know, I still to this day don't know if Ready or Not was Austin making a joke or if Hassan actually did that.
That was real. No,
that was real, I think.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm not actually. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Not sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
Can we talk about Heroes play tonight? he was loose with the ball, man.
He was.
Yeah, he had 5 turnovers.
Bam
was
was
throwing-
a little bit too.
Yeah, they weren't very. I'm hoping that they're just like it's preseason.
I think he's just playing his way to like stay with the Heat. Hopefully, God willing.
I think they were both rattled by how well KZ and Max were playing. Their roster spot, well, Bam's is, but Tyler's is not.
Yeah,
He
Tyler's
doesn't want
just
to leave Miami. You think he wants to go to Houston? You think he
Hell
wants to go
no.
to Houston?
nobody wants to go to Houston.
Like, no,
Have you been to Houston?
I haven't actually.
Tyler
My
better,
girl-
Tyler better like it. That's all I'm saying.
My girl lived in Houston for like a couple years, and she was like, she loves Miami. She loves brunch, and she's like, you would go to brunch in Houston at the nicest brunch spot, and like you'd be across the street from a gas station. Like Houston is just like it's like Louisiana with less culture. It's a terrible place. And their airport's called the George H.W. Bush Airport. It's ratchet. It's yeah. Did you guys not know that? It's the George H.W.
do
Bush
not.
Airport. So it's like it's a failure as a president and as an airport.
It's a lasting legacy.
Was that harsh? Is it too soon? I feel like is it
What do you mean too soon? He's still alive.
Did something happen?
Did something happen to him? Is he dead?
George H.W. Isn't he dead?
I'm pretty sure he's alive.
No, I think you just killed him right now.
No, George H.W.
Yeah, the old one. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he's
he's
still
dead. Are
kicking,
you
bro.
what do you-
Oh no, he's
Oh, the
dead.
old
You're
one.
right. He died
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Recently? Oh shit.
Damn. Yo, R.I.P. H.W.
This is what happens at 46 and a half minutes.
Let's wrap this up.
Yo, we lost the president.
No, George H.W. is dead. Someone says in the chat. Thank you.
Proof.
Good job, G.
Producing.
That's producing right there.
That's what we need.
How old was he?
He was. There was like there was a big story. The dog was sitting by his fucking casket. Like, you guys remember any of this shit?
Yeah. I remember seeing it on Twitter or some shit like that.
Okay.
We don't care
think-
when war criminals die.
Okay.
See you in hell, W.
And we're back. Let's wrap it up, B. Okay, guys. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Okay, so a few things I want to kind of announce. We will be back for the first game of the season. Oh my God, he died in Houston, out for president. Yes, I'm Heat Twitter president, but I'm going to be running in 12 years. We're going to be back for the first game of the season. I have a special guest lined up. You guys are going to like him. He gets the show. Thank you to Shavon and her maiden voyage. You're going to be seeing more of her because she knows her shit, as obviously as we've seen. Thank you to Tiffany, as always, my right hand. Thank you, Christian, Alex. Also, Light Skin Opinions. We have a lot of things that we're going to be announcing soon. It's exciting what we're going to be doing with that show. Like, if anybody is a fan of Light Skin Opinions, you're going to be getting a lot more LSO and on multiple different platforms. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and subscribe or follow on the Twitch channel. We are going to be doing special things for subscribers, especially on Twitch. This show is going to move exclusively to Twitch in January. So if you do not have a Twitch account, make one. If you enjoy the show, even if you don't enjoy the show, go ahead and make a Twitch account. Like, stop being old like me. Make a Twitch account. Go to twitch.tv Miami Heat Beat. Check it out. Follow us. Subscribe. You can actually also subscribe for free through your Amazon Prime account. There's a whole way to do it. You got to do it on your laptop. You'll figure it out. You guys are all smart.
Subscriptions are, that's a Prime sub.
Yeah, go to
You can follow us. Following is just like a normal kind of subscription. Subscription is supporting us, and you get special bonuses, and you could get a free one with your Prime account.
But what we are gonna do is we are gonna let subscribers come onto the show at the end of the show to just come in and talk shit with us. We might be going on after 20, 30 minutes after, just drinking and talking shit. We're gonna be doing a lot of things for subscribers, so hit us up with super chats, bits, all these different things you can do on YouTube and Twitch. Hit us up please subscribe to the channel if you're watching. Justin and Jordy says Deuce is better. Deuce's podcast network doesn't actually exist. So check us out. Subscribe to everything. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on what day is the next game? Tuesday? Wednesday?
Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday.
I think you're wrong. I love the
it's
fact that you said
Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure because I think it's
I
Wednesday.
did say pretty sure.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Orlando.
Wednesday. That's
We'll
why I
see
said
you
pretty
guys
sure.
on Wednesday night. We're not doing a show on Christmas because fuck you guys. I'm not doing this shit on Christmas. Like, fuck that. Like honestly,
a 2:30 post game show.
yeah,
on Christmas
2:30.
Day.
Like, first of all, I will be drunk at 2:30 on Christmas, but I won't be on the street. Actually, I might jump on. I might be so drunk, and my family might be so tired of me at that point. I might be here. I'm just not promising shit. All right, so we'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
How come I didn't get a thank you?
Oh, thank you, Giancarlo Navas.